Hey, what's up, everybody? So we are continuing our educational series on shooting terminology. We have had a lot of people request that because we've done some in the past. They were a big hit. And so we're just going to continue to do that. It's myself, Steve Arian. You're probably going to start seeing another face as well, and that will be Jimmy Durham, who is our newest member to the Outdoor Solutions team. You'll probably be seeing some things from him here in the near future. Today, what we will be talking about, whether you are shooting 1,000 yards on steel, 400 yards on game, something like my elk here, we will be talking about extreme spread and what that is. Specifically, we're going to be talking about extreme spread with factory ammunition. Today, I will be using Federal Premium, their gold medal center strike, which is what we use in our long range shooting classes. And we'll start going down the path of extreme spread, what it is and why it matters. So first, the equipment that I'm going to be using. I already told you about the ammo. I will be using a custom rifle from Altera. It is their Mountain Shadow carbon in 6.5 Creedmoor. Attached to that, I have a dead air suppressor. And then, as always, I've got Zeiss Conquest V4 in this one. And to get our extreme spreads, we have the Garmin chronograph, which is absolutely awesome. We have several of these that we use in our classes as well. So let's talk about what extreme spread is. And you may just see the acronym, or actually just the initials, just ES in caps. And it's just extreme spread. So the very simplest explanation that I can give you is we're going to do a 10-round shot group. And so the extreme spread is just if my fastest bullet was clocked at the muzzle at 2,700 feet per second as a muzzle velocity, and my slowest was 2,685 was the slowest, that would be my extreme spread of 15, which would be really, really good. So why does extreme spread matter? So in any ammo, the reason that most people will do hand loads is so that they can control it themselves or during small batches, and it's done individually. So you can control how many grains of powder are going in. You can control the depth of how deep the bullet is seated. There's a lot of different things that you can control yourself so that you can play with it and get the exact results that you desire. With factory ammunition, obviously they're doing it in bulk. It's automated, but you still need that consistency. So if you're like me, I do not have time to do hand loads, and honestly, I don't have the interest in doing it. It is a very detailed, very tedious type of work, and I am not the detail guy. I'm not the detail guy within the company. I married a very detailed person. Deborah is detailed to the extreme. So we balance each other out and we drive each other crazy at the same time, if that makes sense. But the purpose of doing this video, we have been extremely pleased with the results of this Federal Gold Match, the Center Strike bullet. We haven't done an extreme spread test on it, and so that's what we're going to do today. But the reason that it matters as a precision shooter, you've got to have consistency. So you can't have the same bullet from the same box. You can't have one bullet shooting 3,000 feet per second and then have another one shooting 2,850. Because what's going to happen, that faster bullet is going to have a higher impact on your target. The slower is obviously going to have a lower impact. So that can be the difference of winning and losing a competition or placing in a competition. As hunters, obviously it's going to make sense of hitting vitals, missing an animal completely, or worse yet, wounding an animal. And that's going to be on your elevation string. That's going to be the up and down. It doesn't have anything to do with the left or right, which would be your windage. So if you start, whenever you're on the range and you start having a group that is stringing and it's vertical up and down, you probably have an extreme spread issue. So your ammunition is not being consistent on the muzzle velocity. So that's what it is. That's why it's important. What I'm going to do today, we're going to do 10 rounds. We're going to video all of them. We'll use the Garmin chronograph to catch the muzzle velocity of each of those 10 rounds, and then it will automatically calculate what the extreme spread is on it. In addition to that, I've got the Zeiss Gavia spotting scope set up on my 100-yard grid paper target, and then I have the Tacticam LR hooked up to it so you can see the impacts as well and just kind of give you a different view. And I will call out the muzzle velocity of each shot. I tried setting up a camera on the Garmin, but it's too bright out here for you to be able to see the screen. So I'll just call those out for you, and maybe Tim, who's editing this for it, can put it up on the screen or something fancy like that. So I'm going to get set up, and we're going to send 10 rounds downrange. So one of the things I hadn't mentioned, this is our 21st year in business, this October, and Federal Premium is our longest partner that we've worked with almost since the beginning. I believe around 2006 is when we started working with them in some capacity or another. Worked with Jason Nash, who is still there 20-some years later. Tim Brandt, who still works in the industry. And anyway, I still work with some wonderful people that are there now, Brian and Molly. But anyway, we have worked with them longer than anybody else that we've worked with in the industry. The main reason, and the reason that we're doing this video, is because of consistency. They're just so consistent in what they produce. The other reason is variety. So today we're using a gold medal match, the Center Strike, but then they load just about every hunting bullet. They have some of their own proprietary bullets, but then they also load a lot of the other well-known manufacturers, out there, Barnes and Hornady and Sierra. They load a lot of them. So I've got a great variety for any type of hunt or any type of range situation that I would want to be in. So we've used them for a long time. We're very proud to be partnered with them. And I'm excited to see what this extreme spread is going to do. So I've got 3 loaded. We're going to send those downrange, and then we will do this 10-round extreme spread. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me get this lined up a little bit better. Okay, 2774. 2774. 2766. 2776. 2779. 2774. 2771. 2782. Ooh, I pulled that one right. 53. 2765. Okay, so there is our 10-round group. We're going to go down, we're going to look at the paper down there, see what the group size is. I'm going to get reset. We'll look at the Garmin, see what our extreme spread is, and go from there. So, man, I shot the paper out of it. So that is shot number 1 right there. But all in all, for a 10 round group, I'm not mad about that. We'll measure it out and see what we end up with. We're going to take it up there, take a big chunk of wood out too. All right, so that ended up being a ton of fun. What you guys won't get to see is I actually did it twice. I had a technical error on my part. I'm having to run the camera myself, and so I didn't get the second one recorded, or at least not on this main camera. But we ran it twice, and so I'll go through these numbers with you again. I believe this is the one that you got to see. Actually, here, let's do this first. So here's one of them. You can see that all those are grouped together really nicely. And we'll measure them here in just a second. So if we'd had a lot of inconsistencies or we had a huge extreme spread, you'd have seen up and down like this. So there's one of the groups. That's actually the larger. And then here's the smaller of the two. Both of those are 10 round groups. And what we ended up with on our extreme spread, one was 28, one was 29. And just to kind of give you a reference for good quality match factory ammo like that, anything under 30 is considered really good. 30 to 50 seems to kind of be about the average for an extreme spread on good quality ammo. Now, if you're hand loading, completely different story. It's why you hand load. Those guys are looking for anything from 10 to 25 on their extreme spread. For hunters, yeah, having that accuracy is great. My personal opinion, I don't think it's absolutely 100% necessary. Obviously, a lot of us shoot with, where is it here, with factory ammo, you know. So, but for the competition shooters, every little bit can make the difference of winning or losing. So for them, it is super important. I'm not a competition shooter, so. And I don't hand load like I mentioned earlier. But listen to some of these numbers, how consistent this was, and I'll tell you what made the difference here in a second. So going down the line, 2774, 2774, 2766, 2776, 2779, 2774, 2771. So all those things super consistent within the 70s and 60s. So a real small extreme spread there. But then on shot number 8, it jumped up to 2782. And then shot number 9 totally screwed me, 2753. So that's where that 29 came from, was from shots 8 and 9. And then the last one was back to 2765. So that's why you end up with a group like this, a 10 round group. In fact, you know what? Let's just measure that real quick. We'll measure both of them and just see where we're at with those. Here, I'm gonna grab my GoPro so you guys can see everything. Yeah, there we go. So that bullet size is 2064. You can see that I have right there. And I'm going to zero that out. So now we're back to 0, and we'll measure furthest point to furthest point, which is going to be right here, it looks like. And so this is the bigger of the two groups, and we are 1.13 minutes. So just over a minute for a 10 round group. That's not too bad. The second one though, the second group is actually a little bit smaller, or it looks like it anyway. So let's get a measurement on it. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be smaller. I think this one's going to be under a minute. Oh yeah, definitely under a minute. So 10 round group, 0.896. So 0.9, so just under a minute with a 10 round group shooting factory ammo. So that is the consistency that we're looking for. That is the consistency that Federal Ammunition provides. One of the reasons we're really proud to be partnered with them. We get the same consistent results out of their hunting ammunition as well. So, Anyway, I hope this was helpful for you all. Leave us a comment down below. Tell us what you think, what other type of videos you would like to see. And then also, what do you look for in an extreme spread? Do you hand load yourself? What factory ammo do you use and what kind of results do you get? So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.